Hello, everyone, again. Good to see you. Y'all are looking great. What a lovely audience. Oh, excuse me. This is going to be a slightly long video, longer than usual, but I just had a random thought. Oh, that looks even worse. Jesus. Mm, 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 Oh, yeah. Uh, was having a random interaction with somebody and just a normal conversation with a stranger on Reddit. I know. I don't usually spend that much time there, but I've been getting some interesting conversations lately, and they ended up asking me for advice to them, uh, who were, what would you, conversation like, what would you tell yourself if you were, speaking to your teenage self? And I kind of just had fun with it. It was writing prompt, and I kind of liked the result. And I thought, what the heck, this is worth sharing. Who knows? In this, bucket of gizmos, you might find something that does something to make your time on this planet more bearable. Okay, so just starting into it. Uh, where are we? Let me find my place. Sorry. Ah, okay. A point. It's a pretty entrenched uh, quality of human nature that when people succeed, they focus their attention on the things that made them succeed and are why they succeeded. And people who fail generally look at this isn't my fault. Like and I'm not. You think I'm calling someone out? I'm not. I think this is innate to being a human being. Is people who succeed take credit for the success and think of the ways that they made themselves successful. People who fail look at the things that were beyond their control that they couldn't change that made them fail. That no matter what, I was going to fail anyway. People who succeed because of themselves. People who fail because something else bad happened to them. It's just how your mind works. Don't try to change human nature. Just be aware of it happening. That would make a world of difference for most folks. Uh, uh, ah, Something I wish I'd known when I was younger. There are, in the world of neuroscience, huge varieties of ways to define intelligence. It's one of the great, holy grail questions of cognitive neuroscience is trying to find a quantitative, all encompassing definition of intelligence. And it's hard because for every type of problem you have, that problem has its own intelligence associated with it, roughly speaking. But very, very few hard, fast, dogmatic rules of neuroscience and defining intelligence. But one of them that has been noticed is all types of intelligence, no matter what kind, all types of intelligence are really bad at knowing what they don't know. All intelligence are really stupid at knowing how they're stupid. They're really smart at what they're smart at, but you don't even know about the stuff that they're stupid at. Uh, so I'm summarizing, but the moral is make friends with people who think different than you and try and get a good crowd of folks with a diversity of different intelligence because being able to spot each other's blind spots and help each other instead of just screwing each other over is pretty much the only way we're going to get through this. Right? Good. Okay, going on. Next point. Uh, 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 I I'm going to just read this one straight from here. You've heard exercise is important. Yep, that's true, but lots of folks know that, but few appreciate the importance of a social life. For 99% of human history, everyone spent their life with a few dozen people they trusted and cooperated with. Then suddenly we have a modern life where we pretend thousands of Facebook friends we never meet make up for the crushing isolation. Keep up friendships. Don't expect them to be joyful delights all the time, but don't tolerate the ones that are just painful. Socializing is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it'll get, and the better you'll be at it. Volunteer if you can't find anything else. I tell that to people too much, but it's great. You see where this is going. I think that's pretty much what I'm. Yeah, most of y'all already know that. Uh, get more fiber. Uh, this is a great story. All right. I wish more people knew this, but there's this lady, Marion Diamond. Dr. Marion Diamond, a neuro researcher who's made huge groundbreaking improvements to understanding neuroscience. Before her, people thought the size and shape of the brain was set at birth, and as soon as someone was born, you knew what their brain was going to be like all the way through. She discovered, no, look at these rats I kept isolated in boxes, and look at these rats that played with each other and had toys and had space to explore, and cut them open and look at their brains and like, oh man, you can make a huge difference just by the experience people have. So this is her advice as, kind of an authority on the 5 things that are necessary for healthy brain, healthy intelligence, healthy mental functioning. Try and call them out. All right, there's diet, eat healthy, simple enough. Exercise, stay fit is important. Challenge, and this is the one that I actually try and get the point across, is challenge means something, doing something difficult for you, doing something comfortable for you, uncomfortable for you, or scary for you. Comfort zones kill. You got to make yourself do stuff you don't actually like, not punishingly, just enough to flex that muscle so that you don't get, atrophied, stuff like that. So that's 3. Uh, oh, novelty. That's a fun one. It is an actual fact of our brains that we need to be stimulated by seeing things we haven't seen and sensing experiences we haven't felt and thinking of ideas that we haven't thought of before. That's an important thing of keeping a brain fit and healthy, right? And the last one, I'm going to make you look up yourself as part of the plan. Trust the plan. Uh, all right. Your beliefs and a perception have a lot more power over your world than most folks expect. If you seek darkness, you'll find it everywhere, but seek the light and you can find it. You have the power to make your own luck. It's just easy to avoid because it looks like work. Uh, but, 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 but practice makes it easier. I'm telling you this so I don't have to do it. Uh, oh, I'm a passionate believer in the power of the placebo effect. I will stand this. I will die on this hill. Placebos are a valid life enhancer. If you can convince yourself that well, being able to talk yourself into self placeboing would be a neat superpower. That's all I'll say. Da-da-da-da. Hindsight is super informative and too late to do any real good. Remember this: fail freely in a safe space. I was just speaking of this earlier, but being able to fail is one of the best ways to grow as a person. Uh, uh, it's Failure is an excellent teacher, it's a great educator. The trick is to being able to fail risk free. It's like if you're learning to walk, you'll let an infant learn to walk, you put it in someplace with a lot of pillows and a shag carpet. You don't do it somewhere where the infant takes one step and falls over and they, fall off a cliff and, serves you right for failing. If failure is punished all the time, that really kills a lot of potential for growth. So just try and create situations where you can fail freely and make the most of it. Uh, uh, what was I? I'm not gonna bother you with that one. That's not even advice. What was I thinking? Uh, that's just a book plug. Uh, oh, be an emotion wizard. Try to have like an arcane mystical understanding of your own emotions. Half of it isn't about making a huge effort. It's just being able to have enough fun with it that you can do it without really thinking about it. But that kind of stuff. Uh, Spend time in nature for serious neurocognitive reasons that I'm not going to get into here. In general, people don't have beliefs. Beliefs have people. Try visualizing belief systems as these immaterial, ethereal beings hovering in the heavens, controlling people, both generated by and in control of these human brains. And they don't even see humans as anything worthwhile. They'll kill us by the thousands to protect their own survival. Uh, just, not, don't try and fight nature, but just keep it in mind and be aware of it. Uh, Oh, here's a favorite of mine. I love bringing this up. Uh, so Harvard did a study like half century ago, uh, trying to figure out stuff about the human condition and how people, human nature, that sort of thing. And they spent decades monitoring thousands of people and learned a whole lot of stuff. And they got to a long list of lessons, but the ones that stuck with me are lesson one: alcohol destroys lives. And lesson two: happiness is love. The full stop was the description they used in the study. And so they're basically saying if you have loving relationships, you'll have a happy life. And that's basically looking at the data says that, hmm, all right, we found it. Key to a happy life. Nice break. Isn't that delightful? It's just special. And that's why I usually like to use that one to end a list like this.